Hey guys, Dylan Grabowski with Neo News today. We are nearing the end of the day on day one at Consensus 2022. Today we are speaking with Guil from AxLabs. How are you doing today, Guil?
I'm doing great. Yeah, a lot of talking today, but it's been rewarding.
So what are some of the examples of talking you've done? Have you been hosting people, telling them about GrantShares? Have you been talking about Neo3j? Have you just been talking about generalities? What have the conversations been like at Consensus?
Man, I mean, it's pretty like a bit of everything because there are people that they didn't know Neo at all, and like there are some people that already knew it from 2017, and people like searching for grants. Getting to know more how it works technically, new FS, I mean a bunch of different stuff. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Yes, it has definitely been a long day of talking people through using the boxes. It has been very rewarding. Something I want to talk to you about is GrantShares. You've been working on GrantShares for a long time, so can you just give the listeners a little bit of an update about what GrantShares is and kind of a little bit of the work that you guys have been putting into it?
So like, in summary, GrantShares is a decentralized and transparent grant program for the Neo ecosystem. We would like to bring anyone who would like to build something new or achieve something new, and that's the main goal. And it's not only for technical people, but also for marketing, like meetups, talks, a bunch of different. If you have like basically any skill and you want to build, that's what GrantShares is.
Yeah, it's really awesome that this program was designed to really empower the community and to be supported by the community, because GrantShares is supported by the council members who vote on the projects that have been submitted.
Yeah.
So could you just walk us through what the project submission process is going to look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, like first, when you create a proposal, so everything starts with a proposal. A proposal is you give it a title, you give it a description, what it is, how we're going to achieve it, what is the roadmap, who you are. This is pretty important, by the way. And then like you say, this proposal is a request for funding, and I would like to get this amount of gas, this amount of Neo, and this is my wallet. So like once you create the proposal, off-chain, then you have to discuss. You have to discuss with the community, get some feedback, get some, answer some questions that people might have. And then once you feel confident, well, this is the right time, I would like to pursue this proposal because the community believes in what I'm doing. Then you put this proposal on chain. And then like once it's on chain, the voting period starts. And then like the GrantShares members can vote on it, and then the proposal will come to an outcome if it's accepted or rejected. And then if it's accepted, of course, you're gonna get your grants that you asked for.
Awesome. So in a dream world, what are some types of examples of proposals you would like to see?
That's a good question, man. So I would like to see maybe some kind of events like meetups, for example, to spread the word of Neo. This is pretty important. We've been doing this. I mean, this is what this conference is all about, like spread the word. But I think like in some communities around the world, like maybe in Brazil or maybe in Asia or in Europe, here in the US, like there's some cities, there's some niche that should be explored. And I mean, giving the opportunity of someone getting grants and then do an event, showcase Neo, I think this is pretty good. But I mean, of course, you have like documentation, you have maybe marketing. Marketing is also a good point. And I mean, I'm a bit biased to say this, but of course, technical work is always welcome. Dev tools, if you want to make it easier for developers, is always good to submit proposals.
Awesome. So the message is all are welcome to apply. Now, something I'm really curious to hear, I've been over there at the boxes all day helping people figure out what's going on using the puppets. What are some of the conversations you've been having? I've noticed that you haven't just been talking to the general public, but you've also been here at the screen showing off different toolkits and different tooling. So what are the sort of conversations you're having with developers and the sort of conversations you're having with non-developers?
So I mean, I have a good example of a conversation that I had today. Like a guy came to me and say, well, I know that you guys support multiple languages, but I would like, I mean, you wrote a compiler to all of these languages, and what about the tooling? And then I could show him here, like all this stuff, and he said, man, it's amazing. It's like working with my. By the way, he was a Java programmer.
Okay.
And like I mean,
your guy.
Yeah, my guy. So I could show him, and it was pretty rewarding for me to see him surprised with the tools. So a lot of people just don't know what it built. So we have to spread the word. But I mean, I have to confess that a lot of people were interested as well in UFS. Mainly because of NFT craze, and this, I was always, because when you participate in this conference, Dylan, you have to get some, how can I say, some sentence or some story ready to go to attract people. So my story is always, man, Neo is a one-stop shop blockchain. And like, what is a one-stop shop blockchain? You know, can you tell me more? And then I start developing, and so yeah, you tell about oracles, you tell about like NewFS, you tell about like multi-language support. So yeah, that's what I've been telling people. Yeah.
Awesome. So something I want to ask all the people who come on to talk about this consensus episode is, what do you think the vibe is like here?
Man, it's how can I tell you? It like. I haven't been so much around, to get a real vibe of the conference, because I was here in the booth and like talked to a bunch of people. But it's a mix between, I would say, enterprise and business with engineering and like university guys. So I would say there's a good mix. Definitely it's not a developer conference. That's definitely not. But I think there's a wide range of public here.
So each of us have heard different responses about the Neo booth here, and I generally have heard positive responses, but what are some of the things that you've been hearing about people saying about Neo and the Neo booth?
Man, they pretty much like the style of Neo brands. Did you get this answer as well?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, they asked me, yeah, it's kind of clean, it's minimal, but it transmits a good vibe with the green and like with this lightings. So that's I was surprised to see, and I'm of course I'm biased to say this, but if you look around, I think our booth is pretty cool and pretty welcoming. So I'm happy to.
Yeah. So I want to go back to the fact that you've been talking with developers.
Yeah.
The last person I saw you speaking with, you were giving them a walkthrough of GrantShares.
Oh yeah.
But
sure.
Have you also been showing people the Neo3j toolkit, and have you been hearing any sort of responses about that?
So like with the Neo3j, people, I mean, this guy that I showed before that like made compliments that he didn't know about this Java tooling. So like I think Neo3j reached material level where people have to get to know Neo3j more, and like how to integrate with VS Code and other how can I say, tooling, IDEs, etc. So yeah, the feedback was positive. I think it was super positive, and I mean, it's a domino effect. When people see that projects in the Neo ecosystem are using Neo3j for games or DAOs like GrantShares, they say, man, Neo3j is reliable. I'm gonna start using it. I'm gonna check it out. So we're in the process of getting confidence from the wide audience on building with Neo3j serious projects in your ecosystem. When I mean serious, like what I say is, one thing is to design a smart contract which it holds like have some functions which if there's a bug, you're not going to lose 1 million. And another thing is to do a DeFi project with Neo3j, which will have a treasury, or like GrantShares, which has treasury, and there are some risks associated. So yeah, we're getting there. I'm happy with the feedback so far.
Awesome. One of the things I noticed from the Polaris Launchpad that recently concluded is that Neo3j was actually one of the more featured toolkits. So what were the sort of questions that developers were asking you guys while the hackathon was going on? And what is your opinion for how Neo3j was used for the projects in the hackathon?
Man, I got surprised by the number of projects using Neo3j in the hackathon, to be really honest. And okay, but answer your questions directly. The kind of questions, like optimizing a bit, like with Neo3j fees and how can I say, customizing a bit smart contracts. That's what we got some questions about. But we didn't. Nobody reported so many bugs, and the bugs that were reported we could fix in a very short period of time. And kudos to Claude and Mihi, also part of the AxLabs team. But I think so far, yeah, during the hackathon, integration. Something that is in our roadmap, which you got asked for, is integration with NeoFS. We don't have yet a native way in Java to interact with it. So like maybe in the future, in Q3, Q4, we could roll out this feature. But like all the other features like oracles, etc., this is working out of the box natively with Neo3j.
Yeah, and after having conversations with people at the conference, based off of what you thought the direction of Neo3 was, do you think that might have changed based off of the conversations you're having? Do you think it's expanded, or do you think it's honed where you think we're going with Neo N3?
So some people didn't know that Neo made it to this transition, to N3, to be really honest. But those which had the time to listen to us, to me, to you, to others, and explaining the N3 and like the transition, the features, I think we gave a good impression. I think that those guys will go home and take a look with other eyes, with different eyes to the chain, hopefully executing a project or submitting a grant, to GrantShares. So yeah, let's hope. I think we got some really good leads to it.
I think an interesting thing from this conference that I heard from a handful of people, I wouldn't say the majority or everyone, is that they hold Neo, but they still haven't migrated from legacy to N3. Have you heard this as well?
Yes. No, and I mean, I heard other stories. I heard about, but I mean, I cannot vote with Neon Wallet. And I say, man, you can vote with Neon Wallet. I'm absolutely sure that you can do it. And like that's a good thing about having a screen on the spot. That you say, no, I'm gonna show you. Come here. I open like Neon on the spot, like create a wallet, just for. And I say, here, that's how we connect to this quick vote from CLZ, the Quick Note app, and you can vote it. So yeah, that's one of the stories from the conference.
And are there any other just interesting stories that have popped up?
Beside the fact that we, like I went to bed at 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, I mean that's a different story. No. Well, but it was working. I was not drinking. These guys. I have proof. So no. It's that are like the first guy that came to our booth in the morning. I think we were sleepy, and then like he tried to use to experience the chest and like the infrastructure, and we're not connecting the dots after the whole night, setting up everything. We simply forgot that we had to give the wallet key to him, and I say, man, it's not working. Did you scan the QR code? No, how it works. So like, this is one of the fun stories about it. But after we remembered, the keys. Okay, then everything worked.
Yeah, overall the vibe so far has been really fun. It's been awesome to share the cool Neo products with a lot of folks who are just interested in using it. And I've been hearing folks saying that it's been great to just use the technology.
Yeah.
And they're actually really impressed with the way that we implemented smart contracts with the boxes.
Yeah. Like just one more thing about the boxes, the chest, the boxes. There's this guy that is not technical at all. He's from I think like an accounting company or hedge fund. I don't remember. He was so excited. Actually, it was the first guy of my story, the first guy that we could not manage to show him things working. But he came back and he said, man, I'm super excited. I want to try it out. And things were not working, and in the end it worked. But yeah, people show their emotions and say, man, really the smart contract is opening this box? And say, yeah, of course, it's opening. It's happening on chain, one block finality, 15 seconds. Yeah, it was fun, man. First day, super fun.
It's fun. First day has been super fun. In wrapping up, I think I and the Neo community want to know maybe what's on the roadmap for GrantShares.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've been cooking this like for so long, and we have to deliver. Like, there's no way around it. But so with some exclusivity, actually, I will show you a bit on how GrantShares look like, and yeah, let me show you a bit. Yeah. So like here you have the GrantShares, and basically, well, once it's live, you can create the proposals here. For example, we have the celebrate the release of GrantShares, which is in the voting phase. 1 vote so far. And then this one was already, we already distributed this grant, and the proposal was already executed. As you can see, there was 6 votes yes and 0 no. But I mean, here, basically, you just click on a button, create a proposal. You just have to fill up here the title, the proposal details is in Markdown language, but don't get scared. You have the preview here where you can see, what you're writing. And like here, you just say, oh, I want this amount of gas. This is my new address, to receive the funding. And then like you connect to GitHub, submit a proposal, and then like after like the phases, you're gonna get the grant. So that's it, just a sneak peek.
Awesome, thanks Guil for coming to chat with us. It's been a pleasure to share the booth with you and to talk with the consensus community about Neo, and not the Neo community and the Neo community about consensus.
Cool.
So thank you everyone for watching us right now. This has been Dylan with neonewstoday.com. If you want to watch more of our interviews, you can see them on the Neo News Today YouTube channel.
Thanks guys, cheers, bye-bye.
Cheers.